Welcome back. I have sitting with me the Honorable Commissioner for Local Government and Community Development, Faruk Malami Yabo. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you.
Before we went on a break, we were talking about the MDM and how you kind of interface with them. Tell me some more about that.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, apart from what the state and the Ministry for Local Government is doing directly, in terms of community development, we've also been able to hook up to these other organizations, like the MDG. And using the MDG, I am the chairman of the Conditional Cash Transfer Committee, which has created some sort of entrepreneurship model, and which I think we developed in my ministry, and I think it's been replicated at the moment in some other states. So, and what we have specifically done in the past, when you have women empowerment, you just get these women or young boys and girls on things that even if they do them, they are not likely going to have the market. We had an entrepreneurship program that put 25,000 youths together. But I just tell them, go for welding, go for mechanic, but then you find out that you have put more people in one trade that they are not likely going to find the market. So when I invented my conditional cash transfer scheme, I told the MDG, we have contributed 50%. So we have to be given the latitude to decide on how this program will generate, will create maximum impact.
Okay.
So we've decided to train these women, these old men on modern and mechanized form of farming. So we have built 3 farmer skills acquisition centers in Sokoto State under my ministry in each of the 3 senatorial zones. So we have livestock, we have poultry, we have fishery, we have orchards, and we have conference halls and rooms. And by the time you check the video that is circulating, you see quite a number of people that. So under the MDG conditional cash transfer, we have graduated 5,200 people on poultry. So what we do, everyone is used to poultry in Sokoto State and farming, but they have no idea of how their productivity will enhance or will be enhanced. So we got them, we got the layers, and then 20 layers, and then if you hold on to the trade, we give you $100 every month for the next 12 months. But if we go and find out that you have sold, then we give you the feed, and then we give you the training. So what we have calculated is, if these 20 layers will do 19 eggs every day. So a local woman will go and sell, and the eggs, the demand for eggs, it's so high, even in the rural communities, so high that you can't even in your own. So it's like, and we have even told them.
So you have local consumption.
Local consumption. Right. So we told them, when you get to a point where you just cannot even sell it, the government has created a purchase guarantee scheme. Yeah, that if you don't find the market, but most of them, they don't even come back. Now we have just started a new program using Shuapi. So I have taken 11,500 people, 500 from each of the 23 local governments, and we are training them on poultry, and we have taken part of them, segment of them, that are going to be doing the delivery of the feeds. Some of them are producing the feeds, and then we are going to get to the more complicated stage, because fish you have to wait for a while. So most people that don't have that kind of, will not do that. Yes.
All right. So earlier on, we were talking about a holistic view to the African Renaissance, and also I think it was Kingsley that mentioned that Africa is not emerging; it is the promised land. So where do you see Sokoto State in the grand scheme of things, as well as Nigeria in general?
Well, we have to define Africa first. So, like I will say now, we have started having leadership in Africa that is proactive, that is up to what we expect it to do. And that was like the foundation after our independence. If you've seen the honorable men and women that fought for that Pan-African freedom, mostly in the 50s and 60s, like Nigeria. You see, these people who operated with the highest degree of nationalism and integrity. Then suddenly, for whatever reason we are still unable to figure out, military started taking over the leadership of Africa. So you have 28-year-old, you have 32 years old, somebody that has no idea of leadership, you know. So that brought a lot of regression in Africa and backwards. Now, then we have the collapse of African economy in the 80s, which we see it has given us great opportunity, especially for not African Americans, but for like Nigerians, you know, educated Nigerians who are coming out. Anybody who had something to do came out, and they are bringing that value back now. So most people here, you've seen like our finance minister came out around that time, and she didn't go back until she attained a position of executive director, and her last one before coming back again to serve as a Minister of Finance and coordinating Minister for Economy. She was the Managing Director of World Bank. So this is not a position that you can just get by luck or coincidence. Then we have the Minister of Investment, Aganga. I think he was leading the Morgan Stanley UK. So we've got like Dr. Mansour, the Minister for Finance, and now he's back to the ADB. We even have a Minister of State for Health, Dr. Pati, who I was working with on polio issue. He decided to come back as, I think, special assistant or special aide. He left the ministerial job just to come and get more experience from the UN and perhaps export it back to Africa. So we have some set of leadership that is willing to do that. But what I'm saying is, it's not about renaissance anymore. It's not about trying to catch up. We have seen development strategies of some countries like Brazil from 2005 as a debtor nation. You know, they got some loans in 2002, promised to pay in 2006, but by 2005, their balance sheet, it started looking good, and it's looking very, very good. So we've seen countries like, I'll go back still to say the UAE, we've seen countries that if you are focused 2 to 3 years, you can change the course. And this is perhaps what we are hoping. And one thing I will acknowledge with the United States, we were contemplating, it was President Bill Clinton when he came to Nigeria in the 90s that acknowledged that actually the father of the internet is a Nigerian, Philip Emeagwali, you know, because he was the first person to harness the, you know, the different, you know, computer boards and whatever together that gave the way for the information superhighway. So he did the foundation. So we have got all these people. I understood when we visited Princeton, hosted by the vice president of the college, and we were told that the guy who is leading the nanotechnology department is also from Nigeria. Then we have somebody from Sokoto who is heading the automobile design in GM Motors. So we have a lot of people who are being celebrated, but we have to organize ourselves, and it takes communication. It takes some sort of credible inspiration to get to that point, and we started getting that point. I've talked about this morning, this evening, about how Nigeria tackled Ebola by Nigerian doctors with Nigerian-made vaccines. And now because we have done that, the president just dispatched 165 medics to Liberia and Sierra Leone. In the beginning, we were waiting to tackle it ourselves, because you can't just rush into something that so that is that, like say, that is happening, and then this is how the continent it's going to. We have everything. India has done the same thing. They first came to the West. They waited and learned and took the Silicon Valley back to Bangalore. You know, so, and this is what Nigerian professionals are doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's going to be elections in Nigeria in February 2015. I want you to tell me what do we expect, or what do you expect in terms of mindsets shifting, leadership, quality leadership, as well as the will of the people? What do we expect to see from 2015 onwards?
I think it's just going to improve every time. The unfortunate part is democracy has not been given the opportunity to flourish in Africa. But now it has started, because people were pessimistic in 2007 that there's not going to be a civilian to civilian transition in Nigeria, but Obasanjo did it successfully. So there's always a reason. You know, they will say, okay, after 2015, there's this, okay, it's not 2015, it's 20. So we are not going to. So we have also seen how dramatic elections take place in Nigeria. I remember in Kano in 2011, when the presidential election took place, a week, PDP got only 16%, and CPC got the rest. So the following week, the people of Kano voted for a PDP governor, and then CPC and ANPP that were ruling the state got less than 40% combined. So you can see if Africans and Nigerians can separate, irrespective of the party flag you carry. This man is going to be a good leader. I'm going to vote for this person, not just because his party has the money to do the advert or have the machinery to intimidate opponents and whatever. So that has started happening. If we have led democracy since the 60s, by now we will not be talking about all this crap. Yeah. So that is the fundamental ingredient to development is democracy. And Nigeria's democracy is being consolidated. So I'm not wishing anybody bad luck, but the only other frontier that we have seen governors, sitting governors defeated. So I think what Nigeria needs now is to defeat a non-performing president. So by the time a president that is in office can be defeated, like the president said in Ghana, and he will accept that people don't want him anymore, I think that will change the way. Because up till now, some people hide under the fact that if you are a president, you have the police, you have the army, you have the state service, you have the resources, so you just cannot. But in Ghana, that particular example was set. You know, go for Rawlings did not want the other, but the people of Ghana voted, and then they got out of it. So if Nigerians, whether it's Jonathan or anybody that is coming, as long as you are defeated, if you can just accept it responsibly, and then, you know, then Nigerians will now know, okay, the last frontier to the challenges of our democracy, you know, must have been just unveiled. So that will give people that hope. And that's still what baffles the common man. It still thinks that when it comes to presidential election, as long as there is a sitting president, maybe his vote or her vote will not count.
We certainly wish them good luck.
Yeah, Jonathan Ebele.
But it has been my honor to host you on this conversation, and we certainly enjoyed having this few minutes with you. We want you to come back again to visit us in Georgia when you're back here, and we wish you good luck and safe trips.
Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.